Hey everyone. This you're not gonna. I'm not speaking to you through my real face. I want to be very personal, so I'm not using my model today. This time, I'm gonna use, but I don't want it. But at the same time, I don't really want to use my real face because of what's going on with me right now, and yeah. So I'm just gonna speak to you through a voice recorder and you're gonna see and you're gonna see like a little drawing of me, which you would, which you're gonna see, which you're seeing in right now once I compile this video together, which will be soon. Yeah. But I want to talk to you about the strike, the recent Hollywood strikes, and how, and apparently it's how it's gonna change the entire not just the entire entertainment industry, not but American culture as a hell as a, not hell as a whole. And you, you know it is in as you are looking through everything right now. Oh, we're in the middle of the biggest culture war that our nation has ever seen, and I'd say a lot more, and we're gonna it's gonna make a joke. It's gonna make a joke, and shit, it's making America a joke compared to the rest of the rest of the world. Not just America, other Anglophone countries as well. Well, like Canada, UK, Australia, New Zealand. It's just a huge fuck. It's just a huge fucking shithole. Like we used to be at the top. We still we may have the largest economy. We may for we may have the largest economy in the world for forever now. We have the largest military, or one of the largest, if not the largest, and we also have a we also have sh- and we're also we also have stuff like we have the biggest pharmaceutical companies and all that shit. But our culture and our culture is but yet our culture is dying in the center of a country of a nation's country's culture is its entertainment industry. Is her entertainment industry. And right now, and companies like Disney, Warner, you get the idea. You get the idea. Like Activision as well. They're all in the center of a huge flaming culture war that it's pretty much anyone for any individual that's inescapable for anyone. And and to be fair, I don't try to get anywhere political. I try to keep a center position, but you know, it's been difficult. And it took a toll on me. It took a toll on my health, also my life. If and I'm paying the price for it. That is not that is that shouldn't have happened to me, and this is not who we are. What's going on right now in our country is not who we are, and and Moon said in a video, in a new video of his about Hollywood, it is time for independent creators to. He basically said that it's time for independent creators to rise up, ease up, and make a mark. And that's what we need to do. That is definitely what we need to do. I wanted to create and let me tell you, the road to where I am now, to a simple, just a simple plan going fair, this to an empire, to a huge empire, internet empire. It hasn't been easy. Like, I've made a lot of friends, and I've made a lot of friends on this journey to get to where I am now. Also, many enemies, but but also lots and lots of friends. There are dozens and dozens of people that I've worked with all over the world. Some who I can consider family at this point. And now it's all going to be taken, and now it's all going to be, and now in with everything, this shit happens. I mean, look at all these people um on my followers list. Look at all these names. It took me months and months of constantly creating content and shit, and getting to know other people, especially in recent times with VTubing. Mm, it took me forever to get this to this many people, but I eventually did. And there shouldn't, and this is and I had to get through a lot of bear I had to get through a lot of bear through layers and layers and layers. Years. Not layers. I had to get through a lot of barriers, a lot of obstacles to get to these people, these nice, these excellent, hardworking people that I am so honored to meet. And my purpose in life, I've known ever since I was a young boy. And I shouldn't say boy because I young a young kid. Let's say it like that. And and that I want to create things that make the world smile, that make everyone smile, that stuff, that shit that pushes limits. And you've seen it with the sumo girls, and you've seen it. I put my blood, sweat, and tears into everything I do, and see this plague in our nation, plague in the country, and plague in America right now. There shouldn't be this big giant I want to show people that there shouldn't be this big giant divide. That we are still united. You know, people don't have health insurance. Poverty is rampant, and yet people are bitching about anime boobs on fucking Twitter, or is it X now? Like, come on, it's just a fucking pair of tits. Just just get over it. Just oogle at them, get over it. Yeah, but but this is America. But this is America now. People feed on people's with on people's street. These people on the top, and because that's what these people want. They want to pull our strings and basically create a, if America goes the way of 1984, or, we're not going to be we're not going to be the same. And 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 that is why anime with some so when I saw Doopy and her signature style in Planet Dolan in the SPD episode, Super Planet Dolan episode, do penguins have knees? It was mind blowing. It showed that this style with the potential. That's why how that became my signature, my iconic style. It had the potential of being a universal language. Anime, for fuck's sake, can be a universal language. Language is not. It's not just an art media. It's not just an art style. It can be a universal language. Language and oh, and yeah, but anime again, again. I deal with I deal with family members who didn't know jack shit about anime, much less what goes on with it. I'm showing everybody the ropes of all of the anime, but we still have a long ways to go. So my father got me into manga a bit. I don't want to get into any specifics. That would be for another video. But it wasn't until shit. It wasn't until I discovered VTubers and Hololive, Sanji, Bishojo. You get the idea. That, oh my god, anime is anime may be this popular thing. Anime is so popular in this world that at first I didn't see the potential. It was everywhere, but now I see why people like it. And someone who at a time was a newly minted anime fan, it was very difficult to from where I'm at. It didn't when I first started off on at first on Twitter to start with new art because again I was trying to build up a portfolio for Planet Dolan. That was the entire goal of my Twitter and this channel. It did nothing but irritate me at so much I've missed out. And it's gonna be and it was very difficult, and yeah, and not to mention, and the YouTube culture is much like you would see and shit like Family Guy and South Park, all that shit. Yeah, all that shit, and it didn't really fly with them. It was very difficult. But Stanley, he was disgusted by the political atmosphere of comic books back in the day, back during the 1950s. And his wife made this simple suggestion: why don't you do a comic? Why don't you create a comic book yourself? Do it your way. That's what we did. That's what he did. And that was the very first Fantastic Four. And and it was it was a massive success upon its release in 1951. And we gotta take a note out of his book. Look, look, create our own cult. We can create our own cultures. That's That's the beauty of the internet now. We can all be who we are. George Lucas had a vision. George R. Martin had a vision. J.K. Rowling had a vision. J.R. Tolkien had a vision. Mike and Brian had a vision. Monty Ohm had a vision. Vision. Hell, well, Vince Gilligan had a vision. Tom Dole and Danger Dolan had a vision while he was creating the Struna. He wanted to be. He was trying to be. He wanted to. He wanted to create something that people will enjoy. That is my. That is my purpose in life. Create stuff that would make people smile. That would put a smile on people's faces. Put a smile on the fucking world. And you know, and 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 basically we're going to live in a future where we will own nothing and be happy. Be shit. There's no way in hell. I I don't want to go through that because this nihilism, it's plaguing us, and nobody wants to admit it. Nobody does. Pretty soon we're gonna be like in fucking Wally, where everybody are sitting in in these chairs, just watching from little screens, all fucking blobs. It's like shit, man. And it can get even worse because again, stuff shit like identity politics, trying to see where the trying to see where the you know You know, but through all this, we're losing what makes us all human. Human. And that is, or losing what makes us all human. It's not just the sheer diversity that we have, but it's also we're losing what makes in all, but all, we're also losing what makes us masculine and what makes us feminine. Our bodies, now it's a vast sea of chubby days and thems and shit. We're losing in the fact that people don't want to be thin, let alone embrace what the body that God has given them has given them. Um, and I'm not knocking trans people, but at all. I'm not knocking trans people at all, or and and but we're starting to blur the lines of what makes us human, man. And stuff like Michelangelo, the Venus, like that's what we're seeing in characters like that. That's what we aspire to. That's what we should aspire to be. E- We should aspire us to be better at themselves, love ourselves. But what's going on? But with all this shit going on right now, it's telling us to hate ourselves. It's telling us to hate ourselves, and I don't know. I don't know. And again, our masculinity and our femininity is all being homogenized, and fitness and with this physical fitness shit, it's all being homogenized into this big this big into this big shit. And I don't know what to describe it, but you get the point. We're I was watching this Korean cartoon short about about a about a about a a white American game designer artist, and he showed it to a friend who is like fucking bubble bass, and I'm trying to bitch him into make it a woman, make it ugly, make her fat and ugly, make her a lesbian. Yeah, that's literally America right now, where where we're basically shunning peak and I'm and again I'm not knocking women's right. I'm glad we're all equal, but yeah, but this gets to the point where who is who anymore? With again, to put this in perspective, in areas like race, for example, that should be very clear cut. We A lot of races developed from a lot of different nations and a lot of different cultures, and it's very easy. It's been very easy for us. We and right here in the U.S. with race, we still have a long way to go. Of course, we definitely with shit like George Floyd and all that. but yeah, at least we got some good points in time where we can see the progress. But with sex and gender, this is where the lines really start to get blurry real fast. Because it's everything's all universal at this. Everything is all universal because put this in perspective, rules for women are all universal. Rules for the it's they they would be the housewife. They take care of the children. They maintain the house. They raise children. Where the men go off to work, But and I'm glad that that women take active roles and that childcare is just built. I'm very glad for that. But general basic rights is where, but with with the body, this is where shit is really hitting the fan, and I want to talk about that in particular because it's affecting me really hard. How can anyone be human anymore if if their body isn't at their peak, if they have a body that's not at their peak, and we're designed to and that's how we're biologically designed to be, because yeah, and it's insane what's going on right now. Why can't we express our own sexuality? Why can't we express how can we can't just express? This is why I really like stuff like shit like Ruby, and right now Avatar, and back then before actual anime, of course, because and, not, and Avatar, but it's because they portray their characters for anything, very athletic, and all that shit, very clear cut gender. You get the idea. But now we're all being like mushed into this massive gray goo. That's the big area we're living in. That's the era we're living in right now. And who doesn't want to be in good health? And that's the shit that's going on right now. And to hear and now back to hear to what actors and write all these actors and writers are saying. I can see I can see them in a lot of peril, but at the same time, a lot of what they're saying is pretty entitled, and is pretty entitled, and it's indicative of the culture war right now. People are so entitled to their own beliefs that they're not willing to put those beliefs aside to create something bigger than themselves, and that's the ultimate error. That's what's going on right now. And he's they are these people are so out of touch with the common pe with the common people, and it's just it's very disgusting, very disgusting. Sting. And and yeah, and, I'm glad to be where I am now because it took a lot of sacrifice and a lot of time to get to, and hard work and dedication to get to where I am now. But I'm so glad to be in this position to where I have a voice in this world. And we should rise up, and we should use our power or on the internet to voice what we want in this world. That oh shit. Hold on. Sorry, drop my the lid to my water. So, and yeah, because we live in we because guess what we have now? The internet. We can use the internet to create our own culture, our own cultures, create our own unique ideas, create our cult, because because that is what we need to do in this. Because that is what we need to do. Give the power back to the people. The power back to the people. That is what we need to do. So, if you want to be a content creator if you want to be a YouTuber or a TikToker or a Twitch streamer or you want to create works of art or just general be a just general be a general influencer. Don't don't pass it off. Start your dreams now. Follow your dreams and do it now. Don't let your dreams be dreams. All right, this is Gael signing out. Have a good one. Peace.